Hey everyone, welcome to our Foundations 20 Unit 1 Proportional Reasoning Section 2 notes, so solving problems that involve rates. So I'm going to use the method that we developed last class with creating proportions. For your notes, feel free to not write on this page. So we already talked about this last day. You might not have enough room on here. If you want to give yourself extra room and write on lines, feel free to just use loose leaf and you can attach these to it after. I already had these printed out and I didn't want to waste paper, so that's why you're getting these. But you don't have to write on it. Feel free to just use loose leaf or your notebook. Okay, so example 1, Michael must order snacks for an office meeting of 170 people. He decides to order brownies from the boxes of 12. He estimates that he will need 3.5 brownies per person. How many boxes should Michael buy? So this is what we want to end up with. We want to be able to tell Michael, okay, you need this many boxes. So first off, we have 170 people that we need to feed. He's going to order brownies, and brownies come in boxes of 12. Okay, so there's 12 brownies per box. And I know you'd normally do this, for example, so 12 brownies per box. Start to get into the habit of just moving this down into the denominator. It's going to help you out a little bit, just separating those two things. They're not one thing. You're actually talking about two separate things. So brownies and boxes. Okay, so 12 brownies in a box, and we need 3.5 brownies per person. So per one person. All right, and how many boxes should we buy? So that's what we're looking for. Now, last class, we only had to do one proportion to end up with our answer. This time we're going to have to do more than one. So the reason for that is I don't have a conversion that will take me directly from number of people to the number of boxes of brownies that I need. So we do have some intermediates. So if we think this through, I have 170 people. I know each person is going to be eating 3.5 brownies, roughly. So let's figure out first how many brownies we need. Okay, so I have 170 people. Each one's going to eat 3.5. So I could do 170 times 3.5 and figure out how many brownies. Now, if I wasn't sure if I was supposed to multiply or divide, I know some people get confused, we can set up a proportion. So I will show you how we would do that. So remember, I have 170 people. I want to know how many brownies I'm going to need altogether. Then line up our units. Okay, so I have this conversion right here between brownies and people. So one person is going to be eating 3.5 brownies. Okay, so looking for this one, I will divide this across from it and multiply these two. So 170 times 3.5 divided by 1. And in your calculator, type that in, we get 595 brownies. So I'll have 595 brownies that I need for all my people, and I know that brownies come 12 to a box. Okay, so I have 595. I need to know how many boxes I have. I could just logically think that through and realize, okay, I'm going to have to do 595 divided by 12. Or if I wasn't sure, I can figure out, well, if I have this many brownies, how many boxes am I going to need? Okay, so here we go, setting up our proportion. So I need a conversion from brownies to boxes, and I have this one. So 12 brownies per one box. Now taking a look here, looking for this one, so I'll divide by that and multiply the other two. So 595 times 1 is just 595, and then divide by 12. And in our calculator, we will get 49.58 and then 3 repeating boxes. Now we do have a context here. The context is that you're going in to buy these boxes of brownies, and you will not be able to go to the store and tell them, I need 49 and kind of a half boxes of brownies. I'm just going to take some out of here and go. Not going to work. So we're going to round this up to 50 boxes of brownies. Go get them, Michael. Sorry, my writing is atrocious right now. Anyways, there we go. Okay, next page, or bottom, next question, sorry. So example 2, Jenna wants to defrost a frozen turkey in her microwave. Yes, that is a humongous microwave. The turkey has a mass of 4.23 kilograms. Her manual says it takes her microwave 21 minutes to defrost 3 pounds of meat. So how long to the nearest second should Jenna set the timer on defrost for? So let's take a look here. We have our turkey weighing this much, so 4.23 kilograms. Her microwave takes 21 minutes to defrost 3 pounds. So 21 minutes to defrost 3 pounds of meat. And we want to know how long to the nearest second should Jenna set the timer on defrost for. Right. So we have 4.23 kilograms, and here's my problem. This is in kilograms, here we have pounds. Now, if it was 21 minutes per kilogram, for how many kilograms, I would be able to just do this in one conversion, but we're going to have to do more than one because I need to figure out, well, this is in kilograms, how many pounds is that, so I can actually use this conversion. Now, I should have given this to you in the question, but I didn't. So here is a conversion that you will need for this. So 1 kilogram is 2.20462 pounds. Okay, and this is another conversion that we will need. Okay, so 4.23 kilograms. Let's turn this kilograms into pounds. So I want to know how many pounds that is so that I can figure out how long I need to microwave this humongous turkey. So 4.23 kilograms, lining up our units. So kilograms, kilograms, pounds and pounds. And I have, 1 kilogram right here is 2.2046 pounds. Now, searching for this one, kind of tend to set my proportions up in the same way all the time. So multiplying these two, dividing by this one. And into your calculator, 4.23 times 2.20462, and we get 9.3255, so on and so forth, pounds. So we have a 9-pound turkey, and it takes about 21 minutes to thaw 3 pounds. So we know we're going to need about 3 more of these, right? So 9 pounds, it's going to be a little over an hour. So just estimating that so that we know that our answer is going to be somewhere along the right lines. If we get something like 12 hours, we know that we've probably done something wrong. So we're looking at something that's going to be about 1 hour. So let's figure that out right now. Let's figure out the exact time now that we've made our estimation. So we have 9.3255, whatever pounds. And I would just actually leave this in my calculator, this number. So don't press clear, just leave that in there. And I want to know how many minutes it's going to take to defrost, right? So here, lining up our units, pounds and pounds, minutes and minutes. And 21 minutes will defrost 3 pounds. So proportion is set up. I'm looking for this one, so I will divide by this. So I'll do 9.3255, that number that I got in my calculator, times 21, then divided by 3. And you should get 65.278 minutes. So yep, it's a little bit over an hour. That's kind of what we were expecting. But I want to know how long to the nearest second, which is inconvenient because 0.278 minutes is not like 27 seconds or anything like that. So we need to figure out, all right, how many seconds is this 0.278? So I know I have 65 minutes, and then we're going to change this part of a minute into seconds. So I have 0.278 minutes, and I want to know how many seconds that is. So minutes, seconds, and for this, you need to know that in 1 minute there is 60 seconds. Right. So taking a look here, looking for this one, multiplying these two, divided by that. So 0.278 times 60. And we get, oops, still in red, whatever, 16.68 seconds. And since we are doing to the nearest second, that will round to 17 seconds. Right, so our time, we will need to microwave this turkey for 65 minutes and 17 seconds. All right. For this example, what I would like you to do is try to think about a situation where each weight might be used. We are going to be taking these up tomorrow when we can talk a little bit about it. So I won't talk about those here, but we will talk about them tomorrow. I expect people might recognize this one and this one a little bit more so than the other two. Okay. So example number 4, Bob burns 620 calories in a cardio kickboxing class that lasts 2 hours and 120 calories in a powerlifting class that lasts 30 minutes. So if he does kickboxing for 3 hours, how much longer would he have to do powerlifting to burn the same number of calories? Okay, so he's kickboxing for 3 hours. How long would he have to powerlift in order to burn the same amount? Okay, so let's take a look at our kickboxing versus our powerlifting. So for our kickboxing, he burns 620 calories in 2 hours. And for our powerlifting, he burns 120 calories in 30 minutes. Now, I already see that I'm probably going to want to be working in hours. So instead of saying 30 minutes is half an hour. So actually 120 calories in half, or 0.5 of an hour. All right, so that'll be a little bit nicer to work with. Okay, so he kickboxes for 3 hours. How many calories will he burn? Because I want to be able to burn the same amount of calories in powerlifting, and I want to see how long that's going to take. Right, so taking a look here. Looking for that, so I'll divide this and multiply these two. So 620 times 3 divided by 2. And you should get 930 calories you can burn by kickboxing for 3 hours. All right, so let's see how long it'll take us to burn 930 calories in powerlifting. So I have 930 calories that I want to burn, and I want to know how much time that's going to take. So we have time in hours, let's see. So lining up our units. When I'm powerlifting, I can burn 120 calories in half an hour. Same thing for this one, so I'll divide here, multiply the other two, so 930 times 0.5 divided by 120 in your calculator, and you should get 3.875 hours. Okay. So how much longer would he have to do powerlifting to burn the same number of calories? All right, so how much longer? Well, here he went for 3 hours, so 930 calories in 3 hours. Here's 3 hours. So this is the extra bit that's longer. So minus 3, and we get 0.875 of an hour longer. Now that's not 87 minutes, right? It's 0.875 of an hour. So in order to figure out exactly how much longer that is, say we wanted to know how many extra minutes he would have to power lift, because you probably wouldn't say that to somebody. It's 15 minutes, or instead of like 0.4 of an hour. What is that? Tell me what that is. Okay, so we have 0.875 hours. Let's figure out what that is in minutes. Okay, so 1 hour is 60 minutes, making sure our units are nice and lined up. Look, want this one. Multiply, divide, so 0.875 times 60. And you end up getting 52.5 of a minute. 2.5 minutes longer. So 52.5 minutes longer you need to do powerlifting instead of kickboxing to burn the same amount of calories. Okay. Example 5. So we have Jeff living in a town near the Canada-US border. The gas tank of his truck holds about 90 liters. Now, if you're going to the US, you're going to notice that when you're in Canada, gas is given as however much per liter. But as soon as you get across the border, it's going to be per gallon. So however much money per gallon instead of per liter, because they use the imperial system, whereas we do not. We use the metric or SI system for measurement. So we use liters instead of gallons. We use Celsius instead of Fahrenheit. We use kilometers instead of miles, right? So hours stays the same. Time is the same everywhere, so that's nice. But it is going to be annoying for figuring out exactly how much things are going to cost. Also, like their dollar is different from ours. And what I would like to do in this example, can you just scratch this off? We're going to use what the conversion actually is right now. So right now, $1 US is $1.26 Canadian. So if you notice that something is $1 in the US, you're actually paying like 126 for it. All right, let's go. So we have Jeff wants to fill up his truck, wants to know if he should do it in Canada or if he should do it in the US. So taking a look, his gas tank holds about 90 liters. So he has a 90-liter gas tank. He can pay in Canada $106 per liter, or he can pay in the US $286 US dollars per gallon. So keeping in mind that 286 US is not going to be the exact same as 286 Canadian. All right, so we also need this conversion factor, the fact that $1 of US money is actually 126 Canadian. Okay, so taking a look here, let's figure out how much it's going to cost in Canada. So that's going to be a pretty quick one. So we have 90 liters. I want to know how much money that's going to be. And I know that 1 liter costs 106. So you might have already noticed that you could just do 90 times 106, but if you were unsure, you could always set up your proportion. In any case, you do need to show me what you're doing. So show me that 90 times 106 calculation, even if you're not setting it up in a proportion, okay? Thanks. So taking a look, so we'll divide by the one across from the one we're looking for, multiply the other two, 90 times 1.06, divided by 1, and we get 95.40. So this is a truck it does hold a lot of gasoline. So $100 to fill it up would be reasonable. Okay, so it costs $95.40 to fill it up in Canada. So now let's take a look at the US. So first off, we have 90 liters, but they don't measure it in liters, they measure it in gallons. So let's figure out, all right, how many gallons do we need? So we'll want our units lined up nicely. And I know that, where are we here? This one. So I did not write that down. So 1 US gallon is 3.79 liters. So 1 gallon is 3.79 liters, right? So looking for this, we'll be dividing by that, multiplying the other two, so 90 times 1 divided by 3.79. And you end up getting 23.7467, so on and so forth, gallons. Now I'm going to leave that number in my calculator so I don't have to type it up again. So 23.7467, whatever gallons. And now I want to change that from gallons. I have it in now. I want to see how much money that's going to be, right? So let's figure out how much US dollars I'm going to be paying for filling this up. So I want to know how many US dollars, right? So gallons to money of US. Now taking a look here, here's a conversion that'll get us from gallons to tell us how much money it's going to be. So 1 gallon is going to be 286 US. And we end up getting 67.915, so on and so forth, US dollars. All right, now that is going to be a little bit more in Canadian since we have this conversion here. So 1 US dollar is 1.26 Canadian dollars. So it is going to be a little bit more. So let's see how much more it is if it's 95.40, which is what it would cost in Canada. So this is how many US dollars we have. I want to know how many Canadian dollars that is, right? So you might remember this from last year in Workplace Math 10, having to do currency conversions. So same thing, so 1 US dollar is 126 Canadian, so 1 US, making sure that our units are lining up, is 1.26 Canadian. Okay, so same thing. Multiply, cross, divide. And we get $85.57 to fill up in the US. Get out of your line color. Okay, so filling up in the United States is going to be cheaper than filling up in Canada. And you are going to notice that if you do have the option to, if you're going to the States, try to fill up there instead of here. Our taxes do make our fuel prices a little bit more. So it is cheaper in the normally to get to buy your gasoline in the US. So $85.57 to fill up in the US will be cheaper, right? Your assignment is page 466 in your textbook, number 1 to 4, 6 to 13, and then number 15. So you will have the rest of today to work on that, as well as probably some of tomorrow, and I'll just want to just have a check-in, see how the lesson went. We will do that example 3, talk about example 3 together. So make sure that is done right now. And if you need to, you can watch these again if I went too fast and just slow slow the speed down. I'm sorry if I talked too fast.